Breaking news from the NASCAR world. The appeals panel has modified the recent penalty issued on Hendrick Motorsports for illegal hood louvers. While the team's points will be reinstated, the fines and crew chief punishments will remain. How does this affect the team's chances in the following races? And what can we learn from this incident about the importance of following regulations in motorsports? Stay tuned as we find out. But before that, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button for more whereabouts on NASCAR. On Wednesday, the National Motorsports Appeals Panel reached a decision to modify the L2 level penalties that were handed down to Hendrick Motorsports for unapproved part modifications heading into the March 12th weekend at Phoenix Raceway. On the NASCAR Cup Series teams with the numbers 5, 9, 24, and 48 respectively. On the other hand, the original 100 owners points and 10 playoff points are awarded to each team. Following the initial point deduction, Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Alex Bowman each earned the same number of points back. Chase Elliott was unable to race in Phoenix due to an injury, and NASCAR's Xfinity Series regular Josh Berry drove the number 9 Chevrolet in his place. Berry was not penalized for driving the car because he does not compete for Cup points. According to a statement issued by NASCAR, the organization is pleased that the National Motorsports Appeals Panel has concurred that Hendrick Motorsports has broken the rules of the competition. On the other hand, we are dismayed to learn that the full extent of the penalty will not be enforced. We feel that the imposition of points penalty was an essential component to the punishment in this instance, and will continue to be so going ahead since it is an effective deterrent that is required to manage the garage in the aftermath of rulebook infractions. We will continue to inspect and officiate the NASCAR garage at the highest level of scrutiny to maintain a fair and equal playing field for both our fans and the entirety of the garage. Cliff Daniels, crew chief for the number 5 car, Alan Gustafson, driver of the number 9 car, Randy Fugel, driver of the number 24 car, and Blake Harris, driver of the number 48 car, are all candidates to return to their respective pit boxes for the Martinsville Speedway weekend. While the organization decided to appeal the penalties, the team decided to sit out the Cup races at Atlanta Motor Speedway and Circuit of the Americas with all 4 of its crew chiefs. Rick Hendrick, the owner of the team, was quoted as saying in a press statement that, "We are appreciative to the National Motorsports Appeals Panel for their time and attention. The decision reached today is consistent with the available evidence, and we are relieved that the panel did the honorable thing by reversing the points deduction. Our worries regarding imprecise communication and the other issues we identified were validated as a result of this. We are excited to shift our attention to the remainder of our season, which will get underway with the race at Richmond over the upcoming weekend." When practice began on March 10th, NASCAR made the discovery and seized the hood louvers from all 4 Hendrick vehicles. However, NASCAR did not prevent the teams from participating in practice before transporting the parts to the R&D Center in Concord, North Carolina, for further investigation. After practice, Hendrick changed the louvers, and all 4 cars were able to pass the technical inspection before Byron took the checkered flag at the Cup race in Phoenix. The hood louvers, which you can see on this next-gen 3D model, are openings or vents in the hood that let the air out of the radiator through tubes. The purpose of the system is to isolate the performance of the engine from the performance of the car's aerodynamics. This will prevent teams from taping off air intakes, which puts an unnecessary amount of strain and heat on the engine of the vehicle. The following chapters from the 2023 NASCAR Rulebook were highlighted in the initial penalty report. Section 6.1, Time, Manner, Location, 14.1.c, D, and Q, Overall Assembled Vehicle Regulations, and 14.5.4.2.a, Radiator Duct. The following drivers and teams were given the following penalties. Numbers 5, 9, 24, and 48 were docked 100 championship owner points and 10 playoff points. Larson, Byron, and Bowman were docked 100 championship driver points and 10 playoff points. Daniels, Fugel, Harris, and Gustafson were each fined $100,000 and suspended for 4 races. Kelly Housby, Dixon Johnston, and Bill Lester were the members of the appeals panel that were present for this hearing. In accordance with the provisions of the NASCAR Rulebook, the parties who feel aggrieved by the decision of the National Motorsports Appeals Panel have the ability to file an appeal with the National Motorsports Final Appeals Officer. But did you know that before the fines were challenged, several NASCAR drivers were making jokes about Hendrick Motorsports? And now that it's official, it's a total mirror reality for Hendrick Motorsports haters. Chase Elliott, a race car driver for Hendrick Motorsports, hurt his left leg in a snowboarding accident almost 4 weeks ago. Even though the surgery went well, he had to rest for at least 6 weeks. But it's still not clear when he will come back. Elliott couldn't go to the race because he had to stay at home. He missed out on the fun of being there. But, to the surprise of his fans, he was almost as close as possible to the Fox Sports broadcast team during the race at the Circuit of the Americas. During analyzing the race, NASCAR on Fox analyst and former NASCAR driver, Clint Boyer, sought to bring up the recent $400,000 catastrophe that HMS found themselves in, to which Elliott responded harshly. Chase was on a live video conference broadcast of the race. At first, people in the NASCAR community talked about how much they missed him on the track. Clint Boyer looked at Chase's headset while he was talking to Elliott. He couldn't help but say, "I see you have a headset on, buddy. Why didn't they choose you to replace the crew chief's set on top of that box? I think it's possible you could do it." This was meant to be a lighthearted jab at Hendrick Motorsports because of the louvers mess, which has hurt the team financially, logistically, and in the race. But Chase had a harsh answer ready. "I think that would probably work as well as you doing it. I don't know if that's a good idea or not." Even though Chase was hurt, his quick wit made the commenters laugh so hard they were crying. Chase Elliott made sure that his team didn't keep being reminded of the mess that happened when NASCAR fined them for making an allegedly illegal change to the hood louvers. Since the $400,000 fine is the most expensive one ever given by NASCAR, it has been a hot topic of conversation for the last 2 weeks. Now let's move on to the other part of Hendrick Motorsports and its future plans. Hendrick Motorsports is building a 155,000 square foot building on the company's campus in Concord to make its manufacturing operations bigger. The expansion should be ready to use by June 2024. Sources say that over the next 3 years, the expansion will add more than 50 new high-tech manufacturing jobs. Hendrick Motorsports is spending a total of $14.9 million on the building, equipment, and machinery. Hendrick Motorsports will get a total of $449,540 in economic development grants from the city and county over the course of 3 years. Grants are paid after taxes are taken in, and the investment will bring in more than $1 million in taxes over the next 10 years for the local government. City of Concord Mayor Bill Dush is proud that Hendrick Motorsports is based in his city. He said that, "We're grateful that they want to keep putting down roots here and that this expansion will give our people more opportunities." Steve Morris, the head of the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners, said, "Hendrick Motorsports has been a successful part of our area for a long time, and this expansion shows that it has continued to invest in Cabarrus County. The addition of more than 50 advanced manufacturing jobs will not only help Cabarrus's economy grow, but will also make people feel like they have more opportunities." President of Hendrick Companies said, "We're proud to call Concord home. Over the past few years, Hendrick Motorsports' commitment to advanced manufacturing has helped us grow our business and keep good jobs for our teammates. This new building on our campus will allow us to grow our manufacturing business and give people with specialized skills more job opportunities. We're happy with how well the project has been received and look forward to making more money here in Cabarrus County." Since 2019, Hendrick Motorsports has put money into specialized manufacturing programs that aren't related to racing. This has helped the company grow its capabilities and capacity. The organization makes things that are used by both businesses and the government. So that's all we've got for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think of the video in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in the upcoming video.